CPA Scott Adair is back with us. As always, Scott, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mark.
So our topic this morning is back to work after retirement. Now, here's the number. 45 million baby boomers in the labor force. They want to go back to work, but it's not as easy as that. Some considerations here, tax-wise especially. What do they need to be thinking about?
Yeah, a couple things you need to be thinking about as far as benefits and taxes go. Benefits regarding Social Security, health care, retirement accounts, and then ultimately that zinger that's out there is income taxes.
Right. Let's start with Social Security because a lot of people will file when they retire, and you need to factor that in if you're going to go back to work, right?
Yeah, so if you're 62 or over, and you're going back into the workforce, you need to reach out to the Social Security Administration to consider what the implications are of having that additional income, because it certainly could generate additional taxes for you as you go to file that following year's, subsequent year's tax return.
All right, you said 62, so age is a consideration here as well, right?
Age is definitely a consideration. Again, in the Social Security environment, 65 to 67 is that full benefit age at this point in time, depending on the date of birth for the individual. But that's 62 is when you can start to take a reduced benefit from them.
Okay. We talk about, let's see here, income taxes. That's a big consideration here because the more money you make, right, it could move you to a different tax bracket.
Yeah,
right?
and what I would say is it's a good time to pull out your prior year tax return. Take a look, maybe even contact your CPA from that perspective and take a look at see where the income tax brackets fall, because you may wind up tripping yourself into a higher tax bracket where there is no economic benefit to going back to work at that point.
Right, you make some money but not too much.
Yes.
All right, what about, let's see here, health care, health insurance?
Yeah, so one of the things you want to look at, especially if you're 65 or older and you're on Medicare already, you may want to take a look at the employer-provided benefit that you're going back to. Compare the two to determine what is in the best interest of you and your family.
What if you have private health insurance?
Private health insurance, again, same thing. Compare that to the benefits that are provided by the employer. Again, there may or may not be some reasons to stick with the private insurance, or there may be reasons to go with the employer-sponsored plan. Could be cheaper, but it may implicate you later on as far as getting back into the healthcare environment when you are officially retired.
All right, you got to weigh that. And we talk about retirement, but you still have retirement accounts, and that is a consideration here, right?
Yeah, really, really important here, especially if you're going back to work for an employer that's providing one of those retirement benefits to you. Make sure you sit down and talk with them to figure out what the ins and outs are of their retirement plan and any other retirement accounts that you have out there. Talk with your CPA, talk with your financial advisors to make sure you're making the right choices.
And that's the last piece of advice here, right? There's a good website for the Social Security Administration, and then also getting, sitting down with a trusted CPA and talking this through, right?
Yeah, shameless plug for the CPA out there. Make sure you sit down with them, but certainly there is a lot of good information on the Social Security Administration .gov website regarding these implications as well.
All right, we'll leave it there. Scott, thanks.
Thank you,
Good to
Mark.
see you.
Good to see you.
So back to work, but not before you think about it first. If you missed any of our conversation, it's online at rochesterfirst.com.